What's up, my brothers and sisters? Welcome to the Fireground Fitness Podcast, where we talk about all things pertaining to life on and off the fireground. The views and the opinions expressed are those of your guests and the host. And today, I've got my brother Ben Belleuvre, who is a firefighter from France. He has served in Paris as well as currently in the south of France. He and I met back at Station 25 some 19 years ago, and it was quite a remarkable experience for both of us. And we talk about that. We talk about some of his experiences with firefighter fatality and the lessons learned. Great episode. He's a great guy and a wonderful guest. And maybe you'll even learn some French words and some things about France. I hope you enjoy this episode. Tune in. Ben, my friend from France, I am so excited to have the opportunity to sit and do a little podcast with you. And let's see, how long have I known you for, Ben?
You know me since 19 years, since the first time I came to Phoenix in 2003. I think it was in April, May, and June.
Yeah,
2003.
That sounds right. And it's kind of our meeting was really kind of a fun story for me because I was finishing my probation with Phoenix and I'm at Station 25 and you were doing, I call it an internship?
Yeah, I was 22 years old. I was at the university. I was studying health and safety in France, and this study in France, it's a way to become later a chief. Not a chief, at least a battalion chief. I finished the study and then I became a professional firefighter. But during my studies, I had 2 work placements to do. In the second year, I had to find a spot, and I went to Scotland. I spent 3 months over there in Edinburgh in a fire station. And at the end of my 3 months period in Scotland, I asked the guys for my next placement, so it's a year after, and I asked them, okay, I want to go to the United States next year, and what fire department would you advise me to go or to apply? And they said, New York, LA, Phoenix. I tried Phoenix because I wanted to go to the sun, and I sent an email to on the Phoenix Fire Department website, and somebody answered me, somebody from the union. He asked me why I wanted to go to Phoenix. So I answered, I want to go to Phoenix to discover the Phoenix Fire Department. I want to know how do you fight fires and how do you make ventilation on house fires. That was my main study, and I wanted to learn more about it. And after the end of this 3 months period, I had to make a report for the university. So he answered me. He said, we are used to welcome foreign firefighters.
Yeah.
Because at this time I was a volunteer firefighter and student. And he asked me, where do I want to go? And I said, I want to go in one of the busiest fire stations where I could go on many house fires. And he said, I put you at 25.
And yeah, we did not disappoint, did we?
No, I've been lucky. And sometimes we had 2 house fire in one shift. So in 3 months, I had a lot. Gunshot, house fires, warehouse fires, commercial fires, apartment fires, car fires, trash fires.
Lots of trash
stabbing, 962.
Yeah.
Hazmat. Because I was running with Engine 725 at this time, who became 925 later.
That's right.
I was riding with the Rescue 25 and with Battalion 3. So I had a lot.
Yeah, that's a busy house to begin with, let alone when you're riding on every apparatus, every run that goes out. Plus, you were in the beginning, you were running on all shifts. So
All shifts.
You were there 24/7.
Yeah, 24/7. All the calls every day, every night, all week.
Yeah.
Yeah, it stays like this like few weeks, and then I started to select at night, especially when I heard like person down or stomach ache or nose bleeding. Maybe I would stay in the bed and wait for an interesting BC call or something more interesting like medical or car accident.
Which makes sense because you were there to learn and to participate in the emergency operations, not so much the EMS. So let me ask you this, because I think that when you think about one of my curiosities is and I've asked you this question 100 times, so I want you to tell me one more time. What did you find to be so different? So how are operations different in France? And I know like the construction's totally different. Like you talked about vertical ventilation, coming here to learn about vertical ventilation. So how are operations done in France, and how would it be different from what we see here in the United States?
Okay, so before talking about the operation, we can talk about the organization, which is different. Because in France, you find a fire station in a big city with a lot of fire engines, and compared to the US, for the same size of city, you will have like in my city, I have a fire station. It's like 25,000 people city, and we have just one fire station. And I think a city like this in the US would be like maybe 2 or 3 fire stations. So it's very different because we can make 15 minutes to 20 minutes drive to go on our first do area. But here it's not the same.
Right.
Here,
we're shooting for like 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah, 4 or 5 minutes. So in this organization, it's very different. We don't have only professional fire stations. They are all mixed with professional and volunteers, and some of them are only volunteers.
In Paris, is it the same?
In Paris, it's very different because the fire department is military. It depends from the army, and those guys are all military, so as professional. There is no volunteer in Paris. It's Paris and the suburbs around. And it's around 8,000 firefighters in Paris Fire Department. Around 70 fire stations.
Forgive my ignorance, but what's the population of Paris?
It's around 4 or 5 million people, I think.
It's a pretty big city.
I have to check about that.
Yeah, I'll double check your stats.
Yeah.
So how does that? So when you look at how does that work when you have, the volunteers and the full time, like in your neck of the woods where you work right now?
Say it again.
So how does it work with volunteers? Like what type of schedule are people working? You have the full time professionals,
the full time
and the volunteers.
It's like here they work 24/48.
Okay.
The full time firefighters and the volunteers. It depends on their work. Sometimes they work like a 12-hour shift a day or 12-hour shift at night or 24. They can work during one day in a week or only during the weekends. It depends on their work.
That makes sense. So how is the thing that I'm most curious about is how is the culture in the fire station different?
I think it's the same thing. I've been in France. I've been in Paris when I was military, because I was part of after my study, I went to the Paris Fire Department to begin my career. So I've seen a volunteer fire station. I've been in a military fire station. I've been in professional fire station in France. I've been in Scottish fire station and in Phoenix fire station. But it's everywhere the same. It's everywhere the same type of people, you got when you go on a shift, you find the one who is strong, you find the one who is not strong, you find the one who is a chief leader, you find the one who is a follower, you find the cook, you find the funny guy, you find the guy who is always in the gym room. It's everywhere the same. And the only difference is the language. So
right.
As soon as you make an analysis of the people inside the shift, you can see that it's everywhere the same, and you just have to define who is who, and then you know how to talk to who.
Right. Yeah, it's so funny to me because people will say that even the shifts are different, right? A shift, B shift, C shift, they're different characteristics. But I think the more I talk to people from around the fire service, the more you realize that it's that the same type of people are attracted to the job. And you get into the workplace and you find the people with similar attitudes and similar ideas. And
they make the same joke. It's in different language, but they make the same joke about the people. They make the same joke about during the calls. It's the same joke too.
Is that right?
Or with the water at the fire station, like a bucket of water.
Right.
It's around the world. It's the same jokes. And in Phoenix, when I was in Phoenix, at first it was, I was very young. I was 22 years old, so I was one of the youngest of the fire station. And most of the guys in the fire station, they were way older than me. They had seniority in the job. So I was just like a young man between older guys.
Yeah.
So I was maybe a little quiet. I was listening to them, and I was just following them and taking advices from them and from you too, when you were there. And I was at the very beginning of my career, so I was very open-minded and open ears all the time. And I wanted to have a lot, to see a lot, to bring a lot to my friends in France. I mean, bring a lot of knowledge.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. And this is, the main thing that I learned was everything about the Southwest supermarket fire.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit earlier. The Tarver fatality fire.
Yeah,
right? Southwest supermarket.
When I first came, so it was in 2003. It was 2 years after the accident of Brett Tower.
Yeah,
and the guys from Station 25, they were still very affected by the accident, and they talk about this with me. I remember to have a lot of conversations at night with the guys, and they were explaining me how was the fire, what did they do, and what they should do. Or now that it's after the call, that what the Phoenix Fire Department is doing for getting better.
Right.
So the guys, they took me to the fire academy. They show me at the I don't remember what is the building where the BC they train.
Oh, the Command Training Center.
Command Training Center.
Yeah.
They took me there where there is Southwest supermarket.
Yeah, it was a diorama.
Yeah, a diorama
over
there. So they explain me. They show me pictures, movies on it, and I had a lot. At 22 years old, I had a lot knowledge about what to do after a fatality accident in a job. And I learned a lot about, survival stuff.
Yeah, firefighter survival.
RIC crew,
right.
RIC team, the RIC pack, how to package a man down and take it out, how to assist him with air, how to make forcible entry, all these new tools that we didn't have at this time in France.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of things that I had and I bring back to France. And I didn't really use it until the same thing happened to me.
So you were telling about that. So how many years were you a firefighter but when you had that fatality fire?
So I was in Paris in 2004, just 1 year after Phoenix. And I became professional in 2006. And the accident was in 2010. Okay. So I had like 5 years in the job when the accident occurred.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So tell me about that fire. So it had some similarities to the Southwest Supermarket, but not totally. But so walk us through that.
It's I was on shift. I was on the engine. It was January 18th, 2010. Mm-hmm. 2 a.m, warehouse fire. So we get dispatched. We were second engine. At this time, they sent 2 engine, a ladder, rescue, and a BC, and we were the second engine. First engine was there. It was night. We could see the flames coming from the roof, and it was a classic warehouse fire.
Tell me about the construction of the building. What was the building like?
The building was made in metal, the structure, and with foam inside the walls.
Okay.
To keep the cold inside, because this warehouse was putting shrimps, ice shrimps, in boxes, ready to be sent.
So it was a cold storage or refrigerator building?
That's right.
Okay.
So a lot of insulation.
Yeah.
And the structure was in metal. What happened is there was like a flashover. They said it was a flash fire, fire gas ignition, flash fire. Mm-hmm. And the crew inside, there were 2 with a line. The nozzleman stayed, he got lost. He stayed inside. The second man, he could get out. And we saw him.
Did they get separated from the hose line?
The second man, he left the hose line. Mm-hmm. And what he said is, he said that he thought that the nozzleman was just behind him. When everything flashed over, he left and he asked for the nozzleman to follow him. He thought he was just behind him, but when he get out, he didn't see him. And just behind him, it was really completely all in flames. All the building in flame. And we arrived at this time, me and my partner. Mm-hmm. So we saw him getting out with a lot of smoke above him. His fire gear was burning. So he went to the first engine. The driver pulled the red line. He sprayed water on him, and he said that Sébastien, which is the name of the nozzleman, was still inside. And now the call is completely different now. It's not a classical fire. It's a fire with a fireman inside.
Right.
And he's lost, and everything is on fire. So we have to hurry. We have to find him and get him out.
Now, do you guys declare a mayday? Do you guys say anything on the radio or?
You can, you can see. We didn't hear a mayday. Me and my partner, we tried to go inside at the second story because he thought that he was still at the second story, at the second floor. Mm. And we tried to find him in different offices full of smoke, of black smoke, very thick smoke with a lot of heat. And we went until maybe like I would say like 30 feet inside. But we heard a lot of explosion below us. We heard the structure twisting, and that noise made us make a backup with the line. And just like few seconds after we got out, everything collapsed where we were. I think we couldn't make it if we were still inside.
Yeah.
So we tried to find another way to get in and to put more water on the fire, but it took like an hour to be able to get inside.
To control the fire enough.
To control and to get it smaller.
Yeah.
With less power. And again, my partner and me, we were the ones who find him. They sent several crews inside, and I can tell you that what we did is we didn't want to get out to change our bottle of air. We wanted to stay inside. So what we did is we I don't know how you say we took off
the regulator
in order to not use the air inside the cylinder. And what happened is we smell the body burning, that smell of somebody's burning. And we saw with our lights the yellow of his pants,
the reflector, on his pants,
and we saw the leg, and then we discovered the body, but he was dead.
So if I'm understanding you correctly, the building had partly collapsed. And so most of the fire was knocked down, but there was still just gases and stuff. Smoke lingering around, and you guys were just coming off of air, disconnecting your regulators to spare your air so you could search longer.
Yeah.
Jiminy. Dang, dude.
So we found him. We said it on the radio.
Yeah.
And then they asked us to extinguish him because he was still burning. So we took the nozzle, we extinguished him, and we put him on a board.
Yeah.
And the board to the rescue, and they said, okay, you're out. You go to the station, and this is the end for you. Yeah. The end of the call for you.
Yeah.
So I was on that fire with my partner, and a few days after that, few weeks and months, I realized that there was a lot of things similar to the Bread Tower accident, and I was okay, I've been in Phoenix Fire Department for 3 months. They explained me what happened to the Southwest Supermarket fire. They explained me what they did after that, and I got a lot of things in my head I want to share with my fire department. Okay, now I know what we could do now, and this is what I did. So what I wanted to do is after that I went to see my fire chief, and I told him that I would like to go again in the United States and in Canada to learn more about firefighter survival, all that stuff, like the procedures, the tools, the way of teaching. And I would like him to help me to get inside some fire academies. And he helped me to go inside the New York, the FDNY Fire Academy. So I went there. Then I went to Canada, in Quebec, because they just had a similar accident with somebody who died. And then I went to Philadelphia because they had two people, two firefighters dead from a collapsed building. So I went to Philadelphia too. And I came back to France. And I had all these informations about Phoenix, New York, Philadelphia, Canada. And what I made is like a general report on firefighter safety and survival on the field. And I gave it to my fire chief. And what I did after that is I made like how do you say a meeting with the assistant chief and the fire chief, and I not proposing I tried to show them I don't know how you say propose.
I think, yeah, it's a proposal. You propose some ideas? Or
Yeah, I proposed some ideas.
Yeah.
I said, this is what some firefighters from all over the world do. Like,
Right.
this is what this is their procedures on survival. This is the way they teach it. And this is what we could do in France. Because we don't have the same tools. We don't have the same procedures. But we can use American or Canadian procedures in a French way and make our fire department better in this side. I mean, in the firefighter survival stuff. Because before that, there was nothing in France. So in my fire department, we started to do it. The chiefs, they said, okay, we trust you.
So let me ask you this. So before this, did you guys have any type of firefighter rescue procedures?
No.
Okay.
No. There was experience from the senior guys.
Yeah.
They could advise you, okay, you can pull the guy like this, or you can pull the guy like that. But there wasn't any tools to get somebody out, and nothing to assist him in air.
Right.
And
like a rick bag or something like that.
There was no mayday procedure. There was no red team and all that stuff.
Right.
So we were in 2012 when I came back. It was 2012, and in 2012 we decided to begin a training on firefighter survival in my fire department, which is the department of Charente-Maritime in the southwest of France. We began. In Canada, and in New York, I went on training with them. So they showed me how to do it, and I could use the tools and do the techniques and everything.
What types of tools were you using for that stuff? What were you guys doing?
Everything about rig pack,
okay,
air assistance. At this time, they were using the petzl rope in New York.
Uh-huh.
You know?
Oh, yeah. What's that called? They have that escape rope.
Personal safety system, I think, PSS, something like this, to get out from the window. So right. I used this one. In Canada, they had different tricks with using the belt of the SCBA to pull a firefighter out from a building, and different procedures and technique. So and a lot of survival about how to do below wires, wires entanglement,
right?
How to breach a wall, to get through a wall, all that kind of stuff. So I show my buddies instructors at the fire academy, and okay, so I'm gonna show you different techniques, and it's very cool, very simple, and I think you can show it to your guys at the station. And we started like this. So we showed the guys the station, and at the stations, the guy they thought it was very cool and very new, very different, and they liked it. Even the old guys.
Uh-huh.
So because I was young and I had to show it to older guys than me, so I had to be careful, the way you show it. I had to be humble on it.
Yeah.
So it works. We started to put the training on the new recruits, and then on all the firefighters in the job in our department, and it works. And after that, the fire department around us, they heard about it, and they wanted us to teach them. So they came to us, and we started to teach them. And now I think we received like a third of the fire department in France in our fire department.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
that's awesome, man.
And so yeah, I didn't. I'm not the one who invented anything. I just look at what was going on in our country, in our cities, and I just bring it back to France with a French way to do it, with our procedure and with our equipment. Our helmets are different, our
Right.
CBA are kind of different, and this is it. And
you said something interesting there. You said you didn't invent anything, but what I think is really good that you guys did was, or you did specifically, is you looked at a problem and you said, is there a different way to approach this? Right. And you realize that in your own organization, you're like, we don't do this here. We don't have a procedure or a policy. So I think as much as there's a need sometimes to create something new, sometimes you just have to look around because the solution can be, nearby. You just have to look for it. So I think that's super important. And, you leaned in on a valuable need in your organization. How do we help our own guys be successful when things go bad? That's so important.
Yeah. And I don't know why it happened to me, but when you look at what happened, I think that not everybody in his career has to extinguish a firefighter on fire, in a warehouse fire. I think it happens everywhere in the world, but not every firefighter in his career has to do it. So it happened to me, and there was so similar things to Phoenix, what I saw in Phoenix. I just thought that this coincidence was like a destiny, and I thought that I was not involved, but I had to do it because I have so many things to share with everybody. It would be too bad to keep it for me.
Yeah. You have to share that. You were given an opportunity to learn this, right? And then why not share what you learned? That's so important. I think that's something that I think is, we talk about the fire service in general around the world, and you talked about how similar firefighters are, right? Well, we take care of each other. And how do we do that? We share knowledge and pass it down to those coming behind us. Because we may not know everything, but I know this, right? I know this one thing, and I'm going to share that with you. It'll make your job easier, might make it safer, might make you healthier, whatever it is. But if we hold that information for ourselves, how are we helping anybody?
No, it's all about sharing, and the older guy share to the younger guy, and then he's become older, so he's going to share with a younger guy,
right? And
it's keep going like this.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not like they say at the station 25. I'm not an old fuck, but now I have like
you're getting there, Ben.
20.
You're getting close.
I got 24 years in a job, but now I'm trying to share my knowledge with younger guys. Right. And I'm showing them, okay, when I was at your age, I didn't know, but look, I can show you this. It's gonna be
you do understand that that's what old guys say.
Yeah.
You are an old guy. All right, just kidding. You're not that old. Hey, so here's a question for you. What is it like? Now you grew up in France, right? I'm shifting gears on you here. You tracking? I'm going to change the subject.
Okay.
What was it like growing? You've traveled a lot around the world,
Mm-hmm.
right? But you grew up in France,
Yeah.
right? What was it like growing up in France?
I grew up in Paris, in the suburbs, and if you're from Phoenix, suburb of Paris is like growing in Maryville. So, yeah, it was kind of dangerous.
Yeah.
My dad was a police officer. My mom was a child care. Grew up in the suburbs, and then we moved to the southwest of France when I was 17.
Where at?
The city of La Rochelle,
Okay.
which is on the west coast, on the Atlantic Ocean.
Right.
It's a very nice city, very quieter than Paris. And I finished my college and university over there, and then I came back to Paris for the Paris Fire Department.
Right.
No, what do you want to know? How is it in France?
Yeah, I don't know. What is it? How is it different? I know it sounds like a dumb question, but like, if I'm traveling, so we're going to travel to France here in the future. Anne won't let me have it any other way. Okay. So we're going. So what do I need to be prepared for? What's different in France? Paris specifically. What's different in Paris that I need to be aware of?
What's different? There's a lot of people in Paris, like in New York. A lot of people everywhere, in the streets, in the subways. A lot of traffic. You don't want to go in Paris in a car because there's too much traffic. So
it's like driving in New York City.
Yeah,
it's just crazy.
You have to go by the subway.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of different people in Paris. A lot of different communities. African people from Asia, from everywhere. A lot of different people, like in New York. A lot of different people, but they all live together. And what you have to know is there's a lot of bakeries. People eat a lot of bread.
Okay.
They do eat a lot of bread, and a meal is always the same. It's you have the entry, the main course, the cheese, and the dessert. So main difference is when you get on the table in France is it doesn't last like 10 minutes here, like here in Phoenix. Here, sometimes in Phoenix, we eat very fast. Like we eat just one plate and then we have to go. In France, when you get on the table and you sit down, you get the entry, you get the main course, then you have the cheese and the bread. You can have different cheese, and then you can have a yogurt and then a dessert. So it takes time always. Like the average maybe is like half an hour or 45 minutes to eat. So that's a difference if you go in France, I think. What else? No, it's pretty much the same. You can travel very easily with train. We got a lot of trains in France, a lot of freeways, but the freeway, you have to pay for it. You see, here in Phoenix, you can use whatever freeways you want. You won't pay. I came from Los Angeles to here. I didn't pay anything except the fuel, but the gas. But no, in France, you have to pay.
They'll have toll highways where you pay a toll.
You have to pay for everything. Yeah. And the price of the gas is more. Much more than here. It's double price.
What are the... I know there's probably some rules, right? Like when you're sitting down to eat. So I know like in like Spain, for example, you have to call for your waiter when you're ready for your bill. At the end of your meal. Is it the same in France? What's the etiquette?
Etiquette?
The rules.
When you go to the restaurant, you get sit, you have what you picked, and you pay. But the main difference, most of the people they don't give a tip to the waitress. So here I know that it's not good. You have to give a tip, and this is what I do. And now in France, I give a tip always when I get satisfied. And people are not used to give a tip at the end of a meal at a restaurant.
Okay.
I mean, you only.
Is it considered rude to give a tip?
No, it's not rude. It's in France, it's just not common.
Okay.
Yeah, but when some people, I know that the waitress, they know that when American people are coming in the restaurant, they're very happy because they know that they're gonna have a tip.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, so that brings me to another question. I've heard that the French do not appreciate Americans or anybody trying to speak French. So should I try to learn some French and be able to parlez-vous, or should I not even try?
I think that when you come to another country, you have to make the effort to learn some words and to pronounce some words, even if you have an accent in the language of this country. When we go to Spain, I'm always trying to speak Spanish with people when I go to a commercial or to the restaurant.
Yeah.
And no, I think that if you're American and you go to France, you can say bonjour, je suis américain, je ne parle pas très bien français, which means I don't have a good French, but
I think I need to learn that phrase first.
Yeah. If you leave and you say au revoir, merci, it's very good.
Okay. Perfect. I'll work on it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, speaking of language, I have one of my favorite stories from when you were working with us at Station 25. So, we had a car crash, a 962, and I was trying to interview the patients, the injured, and they spoke only Spanish.
Mexican, yeah.
Yeah. And you came over and I'm like, Ben, because I know that you speak Spanish. This is why I feel like a big dummy, because you speak French, you speak Spanish, you speak English. You even speak English with an Irish accent or Scottish accent. Scottish accent.
Yeah. The thing is, when you're a boy at school, the first language you learn in France is the English. So you start to learn English at school. Then you have to pick a second language. Most of the people, they pick the Spanish, but it depends on where you live in France. If you live in the southwest of France, they pick Spanish. If they live in the northeast of France, they pick German. If they live in the southeast of France, they pick Italian. So I pick Spanish. Spanish is very close to French. It's easy, and I knew how to make a sentence in Spanish, but I didn't have a lot of vocabulary. But I remember when I came to the Phoenix Fire Station 25, I came in my luggage with a dictionary, English, French, and Spanish, French, and I can see myself again looking for words in Spanish or in English every day, and I kept learning Spanish and English in the same time by my time at Station 25. So I could help you during the calls to speak a little bit of Spanish, but my Spanish got much better after my 3 months in Phoenix too. So I improved my English and my Spanish in the same time.
Right. Yeah, you got a lot of practice. And that was, I remember watching the smoke pour out of your ears as I was like, Ben, I need your help. And then you told me afterwards that you were like, I had to translate it from Spanish to French, from French to English.
Yeah.
And I'm like, come on, Ben, I need your help right now. Let's go.
That's why sometimes at night I was a little bit tired.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
it's a lot of thinking during the day.
Yes.
Just
talking.
Talking with a guy, French English, because I'm always thinking in French, but I'm looking for my word in English.
Right.
And then during the calls, because we were in Maydays, most of the calls were in Spanish. And a bunch of guys in the fire engines, they didn't speak Spanish. So I was happy. To help you.
Yeah.
Because most of the times I was always only carrying the boxes and clear the rig or helping you for cooking. But when I was translating for you, I was like, okay, I'm a little bit useful.
Yeah, totally useful. I loved it. No, so I remember sitting around the kitchen table at dinner time, and some of the older guys, Ray, Marini, their favorite thing was to teach you something to say.
Yeah.
And then when the chief would come in, they go, tell them what we taught you. So what are some of the things that they taught you, Ben?
Well, what did they tell me? Some guys, like James, he would tell me some Ebonics. I don't know if I remember it. There was something about...
I'll tell you my favorite. You ready? When the chief would come in, you'd say, what up, dog?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there was this one. What up, dog? And I ain't no punk bitch.
You ain't no punk bitch. So stupid.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't even know where did they pick it from. I think he told me it was a movie, like a Rush Hour movie.
Oh.
But I don't know where in the movie. I never see it. I mean, I never heard it. But yeah, they each time there was a new guy at the station, like a rover or a new booter, they asked me to say, okay, tell them who you are. Okay, my name is Ben, I'm Frenchy, and I ain't no punk bitch. Okay, they would just look at
Got
me.
a good laugh out of everyone, yeah.
Yeah, because I think I had the accent.
Yeah.
And it was really funny for them.
Yeah. Hey, we would make jokes at your expense all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's funny was, every day was a good day.
Yeah.
At Station 25.
Yeah, I agree. It was a lot of fun. So now you are a lieutenant, which is the equivalent of a battalion chief.
Yes.
And so let me ask you a serious question. My friend, my punk bitch. Let me ask you a serious question. When you think about firefighter safety, or you think about your job as a battalion chief or as a lieutenant, what is the most important thing to you day in and day out?
When I'm on the field, when I get a fire call and I get dispatched for a car accident on the freeway, because in my fire station we do have a big freeway who cross over the France, which is the A10. So people really drive fast on this freeway. So whatever. When we go on the freeway or we go on a house fire or apartment fire, I have the word safety just in front of me from when I leave the station until I get back to the station. And all I want is I just don't want an accident while I'm in charge of the operation. Yeah. And I'm just making everything for avoiding it. Yeah. So it starts from the mornings when I'm the BC on duty. Okay, today we're gonna do some workout. We're gonna work out for this. We're gonna do some training. So I keep my guys ready. To be ready for the big one every day. You don't never know when you start your shift. Sometimes you start your shift, because we start the shift at 8 in my station. Sometimes at 8:05, it rings and you have to go, and it's something serious. And 5 minutes before you were having a coffee, and 5 minutes later you're on the freeway, and people they drive fast, very smoke. It's raining, it's very dangerous, and you have your guys. Your guys from many years. You know that they are good guys. You know that they are married. You know that they have kids, and you are the one in charge. So you are the one who is responsible of the safety in the field, whatever car accident or fire. But I'm always watching everything for not happening an accident. So it starts from the workout, the training, a lot of training, training in the morning, training in the afternoon, and I'm always preparing them, mentally for the big one. You never know. When you read the paper, it says apartment fire in this street. Okay, this street is very narrow. It's at night, so you can have people at the window. You can maybe only send one ladder or one engine in this narrow street. So I'm always preparing for the big one. And most of the time, it's not nothing, but something simple. But always preparing for the big one. And I'm always trying to put all the safety on the field. We have flashing lights, green for the. We put green lights at the main entrance or on the exit where we put ladders on the windows. I put a rig team. I always call for rescue for the safety of the guys. I'm always making sure people are on the right channel as soon as we leave the fire station. Securizing the zone with the police. Mm-hmm. All what I can do, I do. Sometimes I do more than I should, but I prefer it this way. Yeah. And for the moment, I had no accident, and I've been lucky, and maybe it will happen to me in my career, but I'm always trying to avoid this thing. Because I've been firefighter in a warehouse where we lost a guy. I wasn't in charge. I was young. I had just 5 years in the job, but I don't want to be the BC who have to deal with it. So I'm always trying not to have it.
No, that's so smart, man. The more you prepare, the better, the more likely you are to prevent a problem from happening with training and size up and good tactics. It's so smart. You said something, you talked about, knowing your guys for a long time, knowing they have family, knowing that, that's knowing the burden of responsibility that is on your shoulders as the command officer. It's so important to be honest about what that is and how serious it is, and then doing the work to manage the potential problems, right? You don't want to be that guy. So the only way to not be that guy who's in command of a horrible event is just to try and prepare. There's nothing else you can do.
You are asking me a difference between here and there, and one of the difference is you guys you have the same spot every shift. So when you're captain in Engine 25, you are captain in Engine 25 every shift of the year. But us, we do have several captains in the shift, and they switch every shift. So one day they are the engineer, the other day they are the captain, the other day they are in the back of the truck.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's very important to know the guys, because every day it's different. I mean, every day it's a different captain in the engine or in the ladder, and you have to know him. You have to know what's his style, or what's his, how would you say, in what he's good at, in what he's not good at.
Right. Where his skills are,
and in what circumstances may have to help him.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's challenging, Ben. That's hard. That's hard.
Yeah. It's very important to know the guys, and the better thing, I mean, to know the guys is to spend time with them.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard because when you're a lieutenant in France, you're not on shift. You work on a 40-hour week, so you have an office and you have stupid office stuff to do on the computer, like the emails. It takes you a lot of times. And this time is the time you don't spend with the guys in the station. So I'm always trying to make my emails very fast and spend times walking out and training with them and eat with them to know them better and to watch them working on training. When we have new guys, what do they have? What do they got on workout during the workout or during the training?
Yeah,
and make them better. And spending time with them. Sometimes you have firefighters who have a lot of knowledge, like on extrication, or a lot of knowledge on structure fire. So you can learn from them too. You learn from them and they learn from you.
Yeah, absolutely. So you mentioned working out. So what is, that's something that you and I have shared a lot of knowledge together back and forth. So for you, when you think about training, like what's the most important? I know you were telling me the other day that you're training, doing a lot of body weight work right now. So over the years, how has your training changed?
The training on working out?
Yeah, your physical fitness training.
Oh yeah. When I was younger, I used to lift more weight, and now that I get older, I had some back pains problem, and what I do is I look at some yoga videos on YouTube, and now most of the time what I do is I do body weight. A lot of body weight, and sometimes I get heavier by using a vest or using my fire gear. So it's not body weight, but it's the body with fire gear weight.
Some resistance, yeah.
Yeah, with the jacket, the pants, the SCBA. And what I do is this. So I do a lot of workouts, body weight, and I like to make some workout with the guys outside in the yard with tires, pulling the hose, pushing cars, lifting ladders. What else? What do we do? We pull how do you say, mannequin?
Mm-hmm.
We pull the mannequin.
Yeah.
We carry buckets. We try to reproduce moves that we have to do on the field.
Yeah. So it's like a skills course.
To get prepared again.
Yes.
And to be prepared physically and mentally. Always.
Yes. Yes.
Always.
So, all right, let me ask you this. What's one piece of advice that somebody has given you that is the best?
Keep on training. It's even when I'm tired at the station, like I had a bad night and I come to the station, I'm on duty. I'm always training, working out, just in case the big one happen. So always keep on training, and even if you get older, you still have something to learn from the youngest, because maybe a younger guy have a knowledge that you don't have. So this day he's gonna teach you something, and the other day you're gonna teach him something from your experience.
Perfect. I love it. All right, last question. So this podcast is called the Fireground Fitness Podcast. So what does it mean to you to be fireground fit?
It's fireground fit for me is to be efficient on the fire field, on the fire call. Yeah, it's to be efficient. Like what I want to be is a strong, efficient firefighter. When people call, it's the 18 number in France.
What is the number in France?
Yeah, okay. 18.
18?
It's 911 here.
Yeah.
It's 18 in France, or you can do the 112 in Europe.
Okay.
So we can do both.
Write that down, folks.
When people call the 18 or the 112, they want to see, firefighters who are in shape and who can manage with the fire. And if they get trapped, they can rescue people. So, fireground fitness ready. For me, to be fireground ready is be able to do the mission when you get on the fire field. So, climb the ladder, rescue people, pull people out, get in heavy smoke conditions, with heat, pulling the hose in narrow streets. In France, there are a lot of narrow streets, so we have to pull the hose. The engine cannot go every time just in front of the building on fire. So you have to run with the hose. Climbing the stairs when you have an apartment fire in high rise. Yeah, all that stuff.
I love it.
Be ready. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, Ben, I always appreciate when you come into town and we get a chance to visit. And I'm glad we had a chance to sit down and podcast together. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, brother.
After 19 years.
Finally.
All
right. Any final parting words?
No, I'm very happy. I'm very proud of you.
Oh, thanks, brother.
In 19 years, you had you did a lot of things, and I think I will keep coming back and talk to you like this. I hope.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you. All right, brother.
Thank you.
That's all we got for today, folks. Thanks so much for tuning in and listening to the Fireground Fitness Podcast. If you are enjoying this podcast, subscribe on whatever platform you enjoy, and this podcast will drop in the middle of the night. In the meantime, get on over to Apple Podcasts, rate and review the podcast. It does wonders for the internet workings and helping this podcast get to other people's platforms so they can listen to it. In the meantime, take the lessons and the things that you've heard here, find a way to imbue them into your life, be critical of the things that you're doing, and assess your position and function and understanding, and find ways to improve what you're doing. We all benefit when we do this, and it is something that is really important. Now, go on out there and get some.